A woman I'll call Janet reached out to me on social media this week with a big problem. She's 55 years old. She has been on the birth control for over 20 years. She doesn't know if she's in menopause or not, and she is having all kinds of health problems. What's happening for her? Well, she's waking up every night between 1 and 3 a.m. and a lot of times can't go back to sleep. She has to get up at 6 a.m., so that's a huge problem. She's a professional, so she has a very demanding job and she has to have her wits about her. And she has such foggy thinking because she's not sleeping well that she is afraid for her performance at her job. She used to be the go-to person in the office, but lately she notices that she's being passed over for the best projects and people aren't coming to her for the solutions like they used to. And at home, things aren't much better. Her partner of 30 years, whom she loves dearly, doesn't even bring up the sex talk anymore because he's so frustrated with her lack of desire. Sometimes she just gives in and it's super painful for her because she has such extreme vaginal dryness and she doesn't enjoy it at all. She doesn't have orgasms anymore. So this has become a point of contention for them as well. So things aren't great at work, things aren't great at home, and maybe you can identify with this too. This is not uncommon. I hear women with Janet's story every week reaching out to me on social media. So if this is you, you are not alone, and there is an answer. So I said to Janet, do you think you're in hormonal poverty? And she's like, hormonal poverty? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And maybe you have the same question too. Maybe you don't know what hormonal poverty is. And that's okay, because it's actually a concept that I came up with to describe the detrimental health effects that occur for women starting around the age of 35 or 40 when we go on that descent of the hormonal spectrum, the menopause spectrum, down into hormonal poverty. So let's talk about that for a minute. What are hormones? They are chemical messengers that communicate with every cell and system in your body, telling them what to do. They are vital. And with the descent into the menopause spectrum into hormonal poverty, levels of these hormones generally start going down. So cells and systems aren't getting the messages and communication that they need to be optimally healthy and keep you in tip-top shape. And the only way to know if you are in hormonal poverty is to test, not guess. In fact, the only way to know where you are on the menopause spectrum is to test, not guess. I talk about that in another video. What is the menopause spectrum? And in another video, how do you know where you are on the menopause spectrum? So if you miss those, you'll definitely want to check those out. So she said hormonal poverty with big question marks. And so that's why I'm making this video, Janet. Name has been changed, but I wanted to make this video because Janet's story is not unique. Women, if you are over 35 or 40 and you're having any health problems, the question you've got to be asking is, could menopause be the cause? Now, I know some of you who are less than 51, which is the average age of menopause in the US, are saying, menopause? I'm not in menopause. That doesn't apply to me. Not so fast. So when we change the nomenclature to talk about the menopause spectrum, we include all our sisters all the way down to 35, which is when so-called advanced maternal age, aging of ovarian eggs, and declining hormonal levels start occurring on average. So you really are on this descent starting from 35 to 40, and it just goes onward. So Hormonal poverty, because you need these chemical messengers just as much as you need money to live your life, right? So financial poverty is when you don't have the financial resources to meet your living needs. Hormonal poverty is when you don't have the hormonal resources to meet your body's needs. So when you have financial poverty, you don't have the funds to fix up your car. You know, it gets dented. You can't fix the dent. It's got chipping paint. You can't repaint it. Your tires are losing their tread. You can't replace the tires, right? So the car starts becoming decrepit, or maybe your house, you can't fix the gutters on your house, or weeds are growing because you can't afford lawn care. It's the same with your hormones. When you have hormonal poverty, these sex hormones nourish your brain and help keep it healthy and happy. You might notice this as memory lapses. You might notice this as mood problems, irritability, depression, anxiety. These hormones are essential for your gastrointestinal function, believe it or not. You might start having digestive problems, essential for your skin health. You might start having skin problems, acne, psoriasis, eczema, wrinkling, sagging. You might start having autoimmune disease. These hormones are essential for our immune system. It's been documented that COVID infection is more severe in men than in women, and this thought to be easier in women, partly because of our sex hormones. So all cells, all systems require the presence of these sex hormones to be optimally healthy. So just like that car and home go into disrepair with financial poverty, all the cells and systems in your body go into disrepair when you start in hormonal poverty. And that starts for most of us around the age of 35. And we go into this descent. So that's what I meant, Janet, by asking you, could it be in hormonal poverty? And I got your attention, Janet, and I probably got your attention too, because you haven't heard anyone talking about hormonal poverty. It's a concept that I came up with to help women understand the severity and vital importance of what's happening to them, because otherwise women just think, oh, I just have a hormone imbalance, and we might know it's important because we're having some symptoms, but we don't understand the extreme consequences of that state, right? 3 consequences. One is what I call midlife metabolic mayhem, which is when you start having symptoms in the 35 to 40-year-old range. What could they be? Number 1 could be menstrual changes, right? Heavier periods, painful periods, passing clots, crime scene periods, irregular periods, or it could be unrelated to your female genital organs, right? It could be migraine headaches. It could be mood or memory problems, gastrointestinal problems, cardiac problems, right? Immunologic problems, autoimmune disease. You have receptors for all of these hormones all over your body. So that's the second consequence, is disease. Number 1 is symptoms. Number 2 is disease. And number 3 is a shortened lifespan. Most women are not aware that the earlier you go into menopause and hormonal poverty, the shorter your lifespan. But that's a documented fact. So this is why I want to do videos like this, to wake you up. Janet, everybody else, this is a serious situation that requires your immediate and concentrated attention to, number 1, know where you are on the menopause spectrum. If you don't even know what that is, watch my video on what is the menopause spectrum, and find out where you are. And if you are in hormonal poverty, and if you're a woman over 40 and definitely over 50, it's not, am I going to go to hormonal poverty? It's just a matter of when. If you live long enough, all women will get there unless you do something about it. So you've got to know where you are on the menopause spectrum. Where am I in hormonal poverty? You might be impoverished with your progesterone, and your 3 types of estrogen might be fine. And I talk in the video how to know where you are. So Janet, this video is for you, and it's also for you watching, all women. You gotta know where you are and find out if you're in hormonal poverty. It is not the standard of care to diagnose and treat this, so you've got to get this information on your own. If you've enjoyed this video, I encourage you to like it and share it with the women in your life that you love. That helps the algorithm to get other women who have similar concerns as you to view this video so that they can get this important information that they are not going to get at their regular doctor's office. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.